What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? What's up, duckies?
You are listening to Bubble Bath Stories. I am one of your fabulous hosts, Nikki Trends.
I'm Manny Oso.
And we are live on TikTok, but if you're listening to this, you probably missed the live TikTok.
Which is fine.
So shout out to everybody who's watching us on TikTok.
So here is this episode. We've had a couple emergencies actually happen in our street, in our right here in our residence, in our area.
Do you want to give an intro before we just kind of jump in? Should I?
Well, that's what
I know you want me to do this.
Okay. Go ahead.
This week, duckies, we've had some instances happen, and we're about to get a little responsible up in this bitch. All right, we're gonna be talking about to-go bags, and I'm not talking about your restaurant to-go bags. Your in case of emergency to-go.
Not to-go bags.
Oh, it's not. Well, I mean, you're to go.
To-go is food when you take it to go. I'm talking about a go bag.
Oh, is it like go exclamation point? Like go?
I think it's like go hyphen bag.
Okay.
Because it's the bag you take when you need to go and get out of here.
Okay, so you actually bought this.
You described a bag for tacos to take home to eat.
First of all, I specifically said not the restaurant bag, so an apology is accepted. What I'm saying is you bought this to me.
Yeah. You
heard it about a podcast. I was talking about it. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah. So I listen to NPR a lot. They got a show on their Life Kit. And, they'll just bring up different subjects and just talk about just in depth about things that have to do with life and just everyday life and just trying to get through things that you might not understand. So they brought up go bags.
Yes.
Basically, bags, that when things happen, what's your plan and what's going to happen and what are you going to do? And so there's essentially the idea of a bag where you have all your kit of go-to emergency stuff and also what you need to take with you in case emergency happens. Okay. So the show definitely goes through. You guys gotta listen to it. Definitely take a listen. Anything on NPR is always worth it, in my opinion.
Yes,
but something like this is definitely worth taking a listen to because they definitely go over with emergency experts about different items you might need, different things you might not think about, different scenarios and stuff that you need, stuff that might help you in different situations. And it got me thinking, definitely, because, there have been 2 fires in our neighborhood.
Yes, one we had to evacuate.
Yeah, and
I remember, can I tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a beautiful afternoon. I was reading in my corner nook. And I kept hearing these guys speak Spanish, but it sounded like they were talking Spanish to our house.
Yeah.
And so I went to be nosy, and I see them point, looking up and pointing. And I don't know if you remember this. I remember it like it was yesterday. I go, oh my God, there's a fire. We gotta go. And I immediately grabbed my book bag and I saved all my Apple products. And of course our paperwork, but specifically my iPad, phone, and computer.
Oh, but that's not the only fire that's been there, though.
No, but I remember I was like, what happened?
It's in our neighborhood's nice, it's not like you would think that it's fire prone. These things just happen. But the fact that there have been fires in our neighborhood, and when that happened at the time, not everything was together.
No, just our paperwork, because we're very diligent about that. And it was just super important for me to save my electronics.
And so, that was the first thing you thought about was just paperwork and electronics. Because you're very, financial minded.
Right.
So you're just thinking, what do we need as far as papers?
I mean, what was going through I just yelled at you, there's a fire.
Yeah, of course. It's cool that's the first thing that came to your mind.
No, but what came to your mind? I just yelled, there's a fire.
Honestly, first thing that came to my mind was making sure everybody in the building knew. Because I was knocking on the doors.
Yeah, that's right. You're way better.
Which in this type of situation, what we're talking about, kind of sucks because I didn't grab anything.
Yes, I'm not laughing about this.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing because
I didn't grab anything. I just made sure everybody was aware and got out, So I'd be the one with oh shoot, my social security card.
I got you. That's why I couldn't think of the other people. I was too busy thinking of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's good to have, they do mention that on the show that like this kind of stuff is not a one person think of everything. Like it's got to be like a family, or if you're like in a roommate situation, everybody who lives there needs to know, well, what do we need to grab in case shit happens.
I listened to the podcast. I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
When you initially listened to it, what did you learn that you necessarily didn't know?
I guess it was enlightening to hear things that you probably already know. You just gotta hear it again. They definitely go over paperwork and stuff like that. They go over.
No, but what was like surprise? Like, were you like, oh, I didn't even think that I would think of that.
They go the tools that they brought up that every kid basically needs. Okay. So they went over like the multi-tool and knife. And I thought in my head like, oh, I don't even think about that stuff. You think about stuff like blankets and paperwork, but you don't think about like, oh, I might need to start a fire starter. Not everybody knows how to start a fire, flashlight, headlamp, but the batteries. You don't think about the batteries, A gallon of water every day for each person. That's a lot.
Nobody's carrying that.
But you have to carry that. That's like a gallon of water is like 8 pounds.
I have to tell you, I was listening to it. Like Manny said, the podcast is insightful to listen to, but I did find it to be utterly unrealistic.
Yeah.
Given the fact that we have been in situations.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say situations. Specifically, one situation. I couldn't imagine having to think about. I'm always thinking about the paperwork, but I can't imagine in the midst of it all thinking, oh my God, I have to get my multi-tool or anything like that. I wouldn't even think about that. We live in New York, so I also wouldn't think about that in general.
Okay, so like we live in New York. We have a clear view from our window of the city.
Yes.
Let's say you're just looking out there.
Right.
Bam, the bomb drops.
Is it like a deep impact situation?
Yeah, you see it from the window. You're grabbing paperwork?
Bitch, where am I going?
That's what I'm asking. Like, what's the first thing you grab?
I'm standing there like, what the fuck did I just... Remember when the sky was orange and everybody still went to work? I went to work. That's how fucked our economy was, that there was a situation and we were still fucking going to work.
We're still worried about catching the train.
Yeah, so like where the fuck am I going if I see a deep impact?
Okay.
The Bible. I'm grabbing the Bible.
Let me ask you though. Let's say let's say whatever given situation, do you think you got like specific skills to give to the new world?
I'm not afraid to cap a bitch. Like, if we're in a situation, right?
Yeah.
Where we have to kill people, I think I would get over that quickly.
You think you'll get over survival tactics quick?
Yeah.
Like, need to do this.
But if I'm really being honest to you,
yeah,
I'm rolling over and dying. Like, what?
It does make me laugh when
like,
whenever you see like on
I can't build anything.
Like we were watching
Paradise,
yeah, and they have waitresses working at a
yeah, you were really upset about it.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's the new world. Everybody's trying to survive, and the only skill you have to give is you can bust tables.
Yeah, like imagine that's like offensive.
They did on International Medicorps. They did give out a list of different hygiene stuff you should keep in your hygiene kit. Some of these things I don't think I thought of 100%. First ones, hand sanitizer, towel, sanitary napkins. But that looks like a
just keep your
toilet paper. They have down here a scrubber. And I guess, because if you stay in like a FEMA camp, do you want to trust how clean it is? You want to clean it yourself, right?
Okay, yes. Can I tell you something that's on this list that's fucking hilarious?
What?
Shampoo but no conditioner.
Shampoo but no conditioner, yeah. A bottle of bleach.
Shampoo but no conditioner?
They put a bottle of bleach before soap.
I guess and we talked about that because
Yeah.
I was like, this list doesn't really make it much sense to me. But I guess you made up a good point. Like if it's like they give you a week notice that you have to evacuate and you have to be somewhere. That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking in the sense of we don't have time to think. The bag has to already be packed.
Yeah.
So we came up with a couple of scenarios, and I want to see if
I got a couple scenarios.
You got
too.
a couple scenarios?
Yeah.
All right. Do
Yeah.
you want to go first?
Okay.
You tell me the scenario. I'll tell you what I pack, and you tell me if I survive or not.
Okay. So I got a few right here. These are actually a few that they say will actually destroy the world.
Oh, great.
So you got to be ready for this. If it happens, asteroid impact, right?
Okay. I think I have that one too.
Whether it impacts the land or water, it is going to cause catastrophic damage, and it would be inescapable. What are you packing? What are 5 things you're taking with you?
Wait a minute. What was that last part? Read that last part?
I said whether it hits the land or water, it's going to cause catastrophic damage, and it's going to be inescapable.
Okay.
So what are you packing for the time you have left?
Well, I think money is useless, so I'm not going to pack that. You need stuff to barter with, so I would take my jewelry. The electronics won't last. I guess clothes. Always clothes and underwear and tampons.
Okay.
Because I'm sure I'm still gonna get my period during all this, right as it's happening. I'm sure. A toiletry thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I gotta carry more.
I mean, think
boots. All weather boots.
I definitely brought up that in one of my lists, that the boots before the sneakers, because you don't know if you got to go off road or something.
Right.
You know.
So what do you think? Am I surviving?
I think your clothes is gonna give you a lot of more bartering power than the jewelry and stuff.
Really?
Because it's the new world.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The jewelry,
What are you
jewelry
gonna do with
for.
that?
You know.
Because they can melt the metal. I only got these earrings.
You're not bumping into the scientists on the road.
Mr. T.
What's one of your situations?
Mr. T. Okay. Should I give you? Do you want? Okay. The aliens have invaded.
Okay.
Okay. There's chaos, power loss, and mass panic. What are you packing in your go bag?
All right. The aliens have invaded.
The aliens are here. They are coming. We have to get out of here now.
Okay, so I'm thinking in a situation like that, group power is going to be helpful because you got to have a core group of trusted people.
No, we talk about just me and you. It's
Yeah. Okay, so
what's
just
in our
me.
bag?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't know if we got enough for alien invasion. We're going to need help for something like that. So we need someone in the government. So we got to barter with someone in the government. So I say we got to bring our food. We got a lot of food in the house right now, and we're going to be the people who brought food, and we're going to be like, we brought food to barter with. Aside from that, I'm bringing a can opener. They brought this up so many times in so many situations that people talk about canned food, and they're like, do not forget the can opener.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring the
What
food,
else?
I'm going
What
to
else
bring the
you
can opener, and I'm going to be helpful. I'm going to make sure people stay fed.
You're gonna die.
Fire starter.
You're not surviving at all. Okay?
No,
you're not surviving.
We gotta
at all.
hunker down and hide from these aliens.
The aliens are going to find us. We're not going to be able to stay still in one
No.
place.
You didn't watch the what was it with Tom Cruise? They had to hunker down.
You didn't see the other one where they made noise and then the aliens would come and they always had to keep moving. What's that movie? Quiet Please.
Quiet.
What's that movie where it had to be really quiet? I can't believe I forgot that. Anyway, Here's what you should have had if you want to survive. Okay, first of all, trust no one. The government is the reason the aliens are here. Why would we want to get closer to the government? That's dumb.
Because you gotta get close to a government official in that situation.
No, because they're the reason the aliens are here.
Independence Day, that's how they got saved.
No, Will Smith is the reason they got saved. So what you would need in the bag is low-tech stuff because aliens are everywhere, y'all. So you would need like a ham radio, a pen and a notebook.
Yeah.
They say it's a disguise, but I don't think
A
they don't know what. We're not on their, planet's most wanted. They're not looking for us.
Box.
And a mirror to check corners. I don't even think about that.
Oh, like a small mirror.
Yeah, but so why are you holding all these cans of food that are clinkety? Yeah, so Manny's not surviving. What am I not surviving?
You're
utter catastrophic.
A meteor.
Right.
Yeah, you're not surviving your last 5 days.
And you're not gonna survive an alien invasion. Let's do a serious one.
Yeah.
Let's like spread some knowledge.
Okay. Serious one I guess would be we can't do zombie attack then.
No. That's ridiculous. A zombie attack.
No. Okay, so with AI taking over, what do you think? If AI takes over and we have to destroy technology and go back to no computers, no technology.
So first of all,
my question would be, what are you bringing from the old world to keep to remember in the new world?
Why am I getting... I'm trying to survive. Your
like,
questions are so poetic. I'm trying to survive. You're
okay.
like, what memories would you bring back from the... I don't want to remember the old world's the reason I'm here. I'm saying that, by the way, I also have that under unrealistic things, but you're right. That shit is like...
Right around
we
the
almost
corner.
there. So, for that, I'm happy that we were one of the last generations to know how to do shit analog style. So, I would a whole bunch of cash.
Whole bunch of cash.
Whole bunch of cash. Cash is still gonna be relevant. Nobody's gonna be using cards.
Okay,
like that.
makes sense.
So a whole bunch of cash. Definitely a notebook and pen. I'm gonna have to ditch the cell phone. I'm gonna have to ditch the cell phone. All the electronics have to be gone.
Well, because of that, I would bring a compass.
Why are you trying to embarrass me for?
Yeah, I mean you need a compass when the tech gets destroyed. You need that. You need to know where north is.
But you're right though. You don't have to embarrass me like that.
I didn't say like bring a farmer's almanac.
Oh shit! Oh, a poncho.
A poncho.
Because
I
don't know. I feel like they can mess with.
Okay, so like
I don't know why a poncho is important.
I was hoping you would bring up like, let's say zombies come up, right?
Right. Well, that was next on my list.
Okay, and I wanted to bring that up because we have this thick weighted blanket, right? And in my head, I thought to myself like, I would fucking bring that.
That is like 15
I would cover
pounds.
myself in that and be like, you ready to run? Cover in the thick weighted blanket so that way they bite the blanket and you're just like trying to get through. Because I think that thing, they always cover themselves with stuff to not get bit.
What are you talking about? Zombies?
Yeah. If zombies get, like, let's say we got to get through the zombies in the hallway.
What about the front part of you?
You just got to run fast.
That thing is like 20 pounds. All right, no, let's do the serious one. So we both lived in Florida. You're from Florida.
Yeah.
You've gone through a million hurricane warnings.
That's right.
Have you ever had to evacuate?
I have been in evacuation zones. We have never actually evacuated, no.
Okay. Would you even know what you would have to pack in a go bag for a hurricane?
Yeah, I mean, basic hygiene supplies. You don't want to fight over toilet paper, so you want to take your own toilet paper.
Especially if you're one of 5 brothers.
A big old pack, a bottle of water, first aid kit, clothes enough for like a week at least. You know what really changed the game is those Tide Pods. Mm-hmm. Because you can just throw that in. You don't have to carry a whole thing.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
so
that's
like,
a good point.
So when they have like, right now they got laundry trucks that go around. So people can do their laundry all at once, you know? And so something like that, I'm sure it's like super helpful. But, you know, things like that, socks, extra socks. The worst feeling in the world is walking around with wet, dirty socks, you know? Stuff like that. They always tell you to do whatever you can bring whatever you can that'll make the stay comfortable where you're going to be.
So, something else to think about, guys, while we're ushering into summer is if there is a drought and heat wave in your area and the power grid goes down.
Yeah.
So they talk about some things that you should take are a cooling towel, that should be in your bag, a battery-powered hand fan, which I'm sure a lot of people have, electrolyte packets, so like the Gatorade packets,
a great idea.
And salt tablets, I think, are to clean the water.
Yeah. So,
salt tablets.
are those?
I don't really know what that is. If you guys know, let us know.
You know what they're for, yeah.
UV blocking hat or lightweight long sleeves because of the heat. Mm-hmm. Solar-powered lights.
And chargers, I'm sure.
Yeah. Chargers on chargers on chargers.
Yeah, solar-powered chargers, yeah.
Solar-powered chargers.
Chargers.
Solar-powered chargers. Another one that I thought about. So
Yeah.
I know we were joking about the orange skies in New York and how we went to work, because we did. I don't know if that counts as a chemical spill, but it was definitely a toxic air event.
Yeah.
And if in that point you ever had to go, they say full seal goggles, a respirator mask, plastic sheeting, and duct tape to seal a room.
I did actually read about that they were saying to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, when the orange sky was happening the first time. Yeah, they were mentioning that for folks who had like respiratory issues.
Another thing that they talk about is we talked a lot about paperwork, but that's like super important, because if some shit goes down, the computers are the first thing to go. I don't know why everybody's in denial about that.
On the podcast, they said anything you can put on a flash drive, do that. But there's some things that just like you need the paper copy for.
Well, not only that, there's no like, how are you going to find a computer? Depending on what the situation is. So basically, you should have a photocopy of a utility bill just in case you have to uproot yourself.
Yeah.
Then you have a copy of where you've lived, your driver's license. They very much suggest any passwords you have, any account numbers, you should write down somewhere and keep like in a book or something.
Yeah.
Because once again, you don't know if you're gonna have access to computers or what's gonna be happening depending on your situation. Everything should be in waterproof bags or pouches. And they also talk about just having a one sheet of contacts. So God forbid something happens, there's paperwork of who to contact for what.
What's your like dream? And we could probably end it
Dream.
on this. we could probably end it on this. But what's your? Because they always say
scenario?
Everybody always talks about like and like a wad of cash. What's like your thought of amount of a wad of cash that you would want in a go bag?
I don't know.
That to you seems appropriate.
I don't know, right? Because like this bag is supposed to already be packed. So if I know, let's say I put $1,000.
Yeah.
Because I read somewhere 1,000, depending on like what $1,000, right? I'm gonna spend that money.
That's gonna go quick, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get a soda. It's $1.25. You want a soda? That's like what? That's like $2.50.
Yeah,
All right,
I gotta
cool.
be comfy. It's an
Oh
emergency.
damn! I'm gonna order some food. I don't got money for. I'm just gonna then by the time the disaster happens, I got no cash.
But then if it's like, oh, we gotta go because we gotta go exclamation point.
Yeah,
then it's like $1,000 ain't gonna get you nowhere.
No.
Like, how much would it cost to be like, oh, we gotta go across the country now?
I'm probably wiping accounts.
You're talking about like, I always thought like, what's
a good amount to you?
What does $10,000 weigh?
Yeah, I'm cleaning out my account.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I'm cleaning out all my accounts.
when people talk about that, they're always like, oh, you gotta have like $10,000, $20,000 cash. Like, but it's like, how much does that weigh? How much space does that take up?
It's like, it looks pretty heavy from all the drug movies I've watched.
Walk around with checks that are ready to write.
Yeah, like they recommended like carry your checkbook. I was like, who even fucking, what was this written? Like, who still has checks? No, I'm gonna clean out all my accounts.
Okay.
So, but it's weird because these bags are already supposed to be bagged. We have talked about this.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, I'm gonna put extra underwear in there. Like, it was laundry day.
Like
underwear.
Like in my head, in my dream scenario, we have a bag with like $10,000 cash, a couple real passports, a couple fake passports. 3 diamonds I smuggled on the side, just in case.
From the old country.
From the old country. The blue diamond from Titanic. And like a signed Michael Jordan card, all that stuff. All that cool stuff.
Listen, I'm sure there's a million outlets.
And a gun. I don't know how to use it. I don't know what kind, but a gun.
Also, where did this gun come from? Where did this gun go? Where?
Don't ask.
Oh my god. Listen, we know we're having fun right now, but we also know a lot of serious shit is going down, especially hurricane season is vastly approaching. So we want you guys to be safe. Not to mention there's just crazy shit happening. So you guys, one, be sure to have all your paperwork in one easy, accessible place. That's your social security, your passport if you have it, your birth certificate, any licenses, anything like that. Make sure that if you have to run out, there's just a bag easily accessible if you haven't.
Waterproof stuff.
If you don't have a go bag ready, just have a bag close by that you can easily grab to put things that you need to put. But also, what's more important is that you guys are safe and you get out of whatever danger that you are in.
And that everybody that lives there is in on the plan.
Yes.
That's super important.
Yes.
Because you don't want a bunch of people asking, like, what should we do? What do we do?
Yeah, no. Nobody wants that, especially during a time of crisis.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. I think you guys need to let us know.
Yeah.
What's in your go bag.
Let us know.
Let us know.
And what's an appropriate amount? You know, what are you thinking? Can you carry $10,000 in one hand and a baby in another?
Dude, can you survive the alien invasion?
And do you got a skill for the new world? Let us know.
I specifically want to know about the skill for the new world.
Yeah, what's your skill for the new world?
Yes, you know what? Let that be this episode's question.
Yeah.
What is your skill to offer the new world?
Yeah, can you tie ropes? Can you
make ropes?
Can you make a canoe out of a tree?
Yeah, like, we need to know that. If you guys want to know what we're up to and what's in our go bag, you can hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Bubble Bath Stories.
You can find me at Got No Time For This.
And you can find me at Nikki Trends on IG. And if you guys are looking to score some official merch, you can go to our website, bubblebathstories.co. And if you're looking to vent, give a complaint, give a compliment, tell us how great we're doing, you can hit us up on our hotline, which is 347-878-1144. And I'm excited. Shout out to all our TikTokers who've been in and out of the room. We super appreciate and love you guys for checking out this episode live. And to all our listeners on all the other platforms, thank you so much as well. And we can't wait to be back and do this again.
Definitely.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.